So, how's everybody doing? Yeah, I did delay my prototype overview by a lot, and I'm sorry for that. I'm really, really sorry. I couldn't keep it on time. Well, at least I didn't delay it even further because I did plan to do that eventually because I still wasn't done with the game, and I'm at this point I'm still not done with the game. So why am I making an overview already? I got bored of the game. First problem is that. Secondly, the not all, only did I get bored of the game crashes a lot, which is really annoying for me, and I can't do this over and over again. It's getting really annoying at this point because I've been trying for the last week, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help that the game keeps on crashing, and it doesn't help that this game is really boring and I can't keep on doing the same mission over and over again. Third, the checkpoints are so back. It's literally the start of the mission, and each mission takes about 15 to 20 minutes to complete. So imagine if I'm at the end of the mission and the game crashes. Yeah, that gets annoying. Fourth, yes, before anybody recommends me, like, there are patches, there are fixes and stuff, I applied all of them. Yeah, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. The game is very unstable. So yeah, there are a bunch of problems with the game, and that's partly the reason why I stopped playing. But I'll still give an overview of the game because I played about 60 to 70% of the game, I would say, and yeah, how did I feel about it? Pretty bored, honestly. Last week and a half that I've played this game for has been nothing but a boring day for me because honestly, I play like 30 minutes of the game and I get bored of it. Hardly do one mission per day. And when I try to do like a 2 hour session of the game, it feels like a drag for me. It feels like an exhaustion. Now, a lot of people who played Prototype most probably have the nostalgia base of the game because pretty sure a lot of guys who played Prototype were a child or a teenager at that age and would have enjoyed the game a lot. As for me, I never played Prototype. Never as a child, never as a teenager. I have not even touched the game, honestly. This is the first time I played it, and I was like, you know what? Old games usually are good, and I saw a lot of people say that Prototype is pretty underrated. I tried it. I seriously did not like it. I did hear some good things about Prototype 2. Maybe in future sometime I would to play that, but Prototype 1 was a drag. My main issue with the game is, yeah, the crashes and everything is bad already, and the checkpoint system is also pretty bad already. But my main issue with the game, why I do not like this game at all, is mainly it's very repetitive. The game is very, very repetitive, and it gets boring because of that. Like, you start from point one, go to point B, you fight a few enemies, do that again, point A to B, fight a few enemies, then do that again, and point A to point B to fight some enemies. There are a few cool factors about the game, and I'll also talk about that. To begin with, like, I do like the whole weaponry system that the game offers, like the armor, the shield, the four different types of weapons that you get. Your normal arm, I believe, then there is the whiplash, there is the blade cutter, and then there is pretty much Hulk smash. That's what I like to call it. There's vision mode, and there is some other thing, I think so, I don't remember. Thermal vision, I think so, that's what it is. So yeah, there are a few things here and there that is pretty cool, to be honest, about the game. But sadly, I must say, I never use many of them, honestly. The only one I honestly use are the power armor that I get, along with like Hulk Smash or Air Cutter. That's about it. Other than that, all of them, hardly I used once or twice throughout mission. Yeah, the disguise system, that I use a lot because it's useful for a lot of missions, but other than that, the others I just use like once or twice throughout most of the missions that I did. And yeah, it's blade cutter or the Hulk smash that I usually use to just get past any kind of things. Another thing about this game is that there were the enemy typings, right? Like, you start off with a normal soldier, you get a boss fight with a helicopter. Now that helicopter is a normal soldier. You fight off against a normal monster. Now you have a big monster. Now that big monster becomes a normal enemy. So, like, it just doesn't add up well because the boss fights don't bring value really. Now, I'm pretty sure someone like Elizabeth Green, who is like the main villain, it seems, of the game, someone like her will obviously bring value as a boss fight, but she does not appear. Up until now, she does not appear like a threat to me in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, she doesn't even make an appearance except for like two cutscenes so far. And as for the story, it's pretty mediocre. It just goes on, and it's about a guy who gets revived and yada yada yada. I don't care at this point. But it's about a guy who gets somehow revived by a blacklight virus project that is going on, and he has it inside him is pretty much immortal. You can't kill him unless until you have an antivirus. Basically, he's a zombie. Let's be honest, a lot of the infected are also zombies. In all honesty, we just don't want to admit that those are zombies because they are pretty much undead, and they are pretty much people who were infected by the virus. So technically, they're zombies. They're dead. So and they can't be cured. That's another thing. At least that's what that's what I'm thinking. Correct me if I'm wrong. If they can be cured, they can be cured. But it seems like they can't be cured, at least till the point I've gotten. Other than that, there isn't really much to add on to the story except for the main character trying to rescue his sister when she gets kidnapped. That's about it. And he successfully rescues her as well. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, like most of the time during prototype when I was playing, my main issue was the game got so repetitive to a point that I started playing like 30 minutes per day hardly. Maybe 1 hour hardly because it just becomes such a hassle to really keep on going. At first, I enjoyed the game, honestly, like the first hour of the game, maybe I was having fun. But after that, I just felt like the game just kept on doing the same thing over and over again. And it tried to do the same formula over and over again, and it did not work for me. It just wasn't that good for me. And through what I see, it seems like the game uses New York City like architecture from the Spider-Man games, the Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, which were the old Spider-Man games I'm talking about. It seems that it uses all those building architectures and everything in the game because I see the bridge, and then I see like towers and building and stuff. A lot of models seems to be a copy paste of those three Spider-Man games that I played, like the old Spider-Man games again, just clarifying. And I don't know which studio made this. I should most probably check which studio made this. I'll get back after I know who made Prototype, because if it's a studio that made Spider-Man, it makes a lot of sense. So you know what? Then I can understand why they have that model and everything, right? So yeah. So it was made by Radical Entertainment apparently, and they have made a lot of games. Wait, which was Radical Entertainment's famous? I've heard Radical Entertainment. What was their famous game? Oh, it was the Hulk game, right? Hulk Smash. Actually, that was a pretty fun game to play if I remember correctly. Oh, anyways, again, talking about what I was saying, game itself is very janky as well. Sometimes when I'm trying to get into a combat, character doesn't listen to me. Main issue, because I'm pretty good at this kind of button masher games, right? Where I just have to combo the shit out of people. I played Devil May Cry and I've played the new Spider-Man games, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty good at combo mashing buttons. So yeah, like honestly, it just not fun for me because the character does not take my command. So it's like once I hit something, the character is determined to not take my command whatsoever. It will complete its own combo, and then it will take my command by the time I just like rode away onto another side, and I don't like that. I don't like that in the game, honestly. Like I've completed Spider-Man on the hardest difficulty in the new Spider-Man. I've completed Batman on the hardest difficulty, Arkham series. Well, not the whole series, but Asylum and Arkham Origins. So like, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty decent with these kind of games. I've also completed Devil May Cry on the hardest difficulties, all of them. So like, I don't know. I'm playing this game on normal, and I'm not having that much fun because I keep on dying, first of all, and the checkpoint system is terrible, secondly. And I have complaints, a lot of complaints about this game. Like I mentioned, there are a few cool stuff, like this whole inventory system is pretty cool. The lock-on could have been better, but I think so. It's pretty useful all in all, lock-on system, because it helps me determine what the enemy's HP is. I think that's the only two things I could say about the game. Now, I'll also point out the world looks terrible. It's too red for me. I cannot get on with that. It's too red for me, and I'm just way off on that shit. It's like Fallout 3, where the world is too green for me. Though its representation is completely different from Prototype, because the world of Prototype has a lot of characters moving around, lot of NPCs moving around. It's pretty crowded, and that's actually one of the things I will praise it for. It's pretty crowded. It's pretty cool to watch, like, so many people just walking down these New York City aisles, I guess. I don't know. It seemed like New York City models, so I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, like, you can see these people walking down the streets and stuff, their cars. It looks lively, but the thing is, the coloring of the game really ruins the experience all in all, because it could be a great game. It has a potential to be a great game. It's just plagued with so many issues, and it just doesn't work. Again, a lot of people who most probably are like, oh, it's a pretty underrated game, one should try it, or think, most probably have a nostalgia. The hell is nostalgia? Most probably have a nostalgia based on, like, what this game is, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people played this when they were a kid or when they were a teenager, and during that time, a lot of guys play games and find those games pretty cool. In my opinion, a lot of people do find games like these pretty cool during that specific time, because even me, if I saw this game when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I would find this game pretty cool and I would actually enjoy the game. But now I just cannot enjoy the game as much, because I played so many games at this point that in comparison the game pales to a lot of games that I have played, and it just doesn't feel the same. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Just like if I go back to Nethersoft, was it Nethersoft? I don't remember, but like, I'm talking about the 1999 Spider-Man that was released for I want to say Nintendo, but I don't remember which platform it was. But yeah, like the 1999 Spider-Man that I'm talking about. I think so it was Netherworld or Nethersoft, one of the two. I just don't remember. But in that game, if I played that game today, I'll feel the nostalgia in me that will rise up, because I was a kid when I played that game and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, lots of fun to be had here. A very short review. You guys would have been expecting a 2-hour review on Prototype, but no, I cannot do it. I give up on this game, because again, if there were no crashes, the crashes are the main issue, I think so, of the game right now for me. Because if there was no crashes of the game, I could have easily completed the game and then had a more clear insight on what I want to talk about it. But my mind is plagued with those crashes, and my mind is plagued with, like, being bored of continuously playing a lot of the stages over and over again. And the more I play these stages, the more I realize these are just boring. These are just repetitive. You go to, like, one of the stages is you literally go in a helicopter escorting soldiers. Yeah, that's one of the stages. Definitely want that in this game. When I'm already getting bored, that is what you give me. The only cool factor I had was this one boss fight against the Supreme Hunter, and that's about it. I think so. That was pretty much the only cool fight, because there was. I'll tell you a few stages where I really lost my mind. Like one, I just talk about the escort, because it's a freaking annoying shit. And another part I want to talk about is there was this thermal tank, I think so, something like that. You have to protect that, right? And there are waves of monsters that come, infected that come towards you, infected hunters that come towards the tank. You have to draw their attention, and you have to defeat all those hunters. You have to do this 3 times. And each time the hunter waves get bigger and bigger. You know what you know what I mean now by how repetitive the game gets, because it doesn't know how to use the uniqueness of each and every ability the character has. Like, you have a whiplash, you could most probably make an enemy that is specifically weak to whiplash, maybe. Or maybe we have Hulk smash, maybe have a group of hunters attack and then have them get Hulk smashed by our main character, we have blade cutter is the most useful thing I have, and I always use that. And like, we also have a shield, but I don't use a shield because what's the point? I have a power armor. Maybe you could have given a new type of enemy which needed only shields. There's so many ways, like, you could have just improved the game, right? But instead, here I'm stuck with just getting this repetitive quest which can be done like with just blade cutters. And being innovative doesn't help because these hunters don't take any damage from whiplash or normal attacks. You need to use your powers like alt smash or what was it called? The blade cutter. Yeah, I think I'm done ranting. I just wanted to get this off my chest. I'm sorry I couldn't get a full overview out on the game, but honestly, I needed to rant about this game. And most probably, I'm not going to continue playing this game, which is sad, but I'll put on a poll for my next game, and hopefully, you guys will be there voting for it. But until next time, boys, peace out.